Look! Oh, snap! Check out the countdown. Oh, snap! That means ropes is going down. Let's get it! Bet on the Ropes Wednesday night. Bet on 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My first guest. She's a wrestling commentator, ring announcer, correspondent. They are all the reasons you bet on Alyssa Marino. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, her text messages blow up. Wrestlers want her managing services. She's one of the greats. Foxy joins Off the Top Rope, of course, ending out Wednesday nights. Top Notch 2. Special night with your boy Ty Asbury. This is a night, hey, like it says, it's going to be top notch.
Yeah. Tyrone Asbury. Yo. Yeah. I need y'all to listen to me right now as I take you on this journey. Podcast journey. Only the great.
It is Wednesday night, everybody. You know what's going down. I'm your boy Ty Asbury, of course. I'm going to say this right now. Wrestling promoters, if you're pulling out your hair, you're going crazy because you can't find that one commentator you need for your promotion. I have her right here on the show. The one, the only, the great Alyssa Marino. She is here right now. Alyssa, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction, and thank you for having me on. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome because, listen, I got to say, I've done my research, and, girl, you're doing a lot in wrestling from commentator, interviewer, you got the serial going on. I'm just losing fingers on my hands. Like, you're just, you're shining.
I'm trying. I'm trying to keep myself busy and out of trouble, so.
Well, you know, I think sometimes trouble can be a little good, but you just don't want to, end up in a breaking the law. So, but you know,
True.
That's for another day. But I want to ask you first and foremost. I mean, we're coming off, you know, a crazy wrestling weekend, WWE, AEW. I know you was watching that. So, how you doing? Because it was a holiday weekend. How was your weekend?
I am doing all right. We had some shows late last week, Thursday and Friday, and then just kind of got to relax the rest of the weekend. Beyond was running a show, so we were watching that on IWTV. There was tons of wrestling happening, and it was all very good stuff to keep us enjoying, you know?
Yeah, and you said that keyword enjoying, and
yeah.
I mean, being a wrestling fan, you enjoy the product, so that's the one thing, and you know, I'm gonna ask you first and foremost, watching WWE and AEW, like two crazy pay-per-views they had.
Definitely, lot of stuff going on. Really, really crazy and exciting moments. I mean, what was it? Anarchy in the Arena. I had to at some point just kind of it was the thumbnails through the foot that I was or the thumbtacks through the foot. I was like, nope. Let me just. I'm gonna go get a snack real quick. I was just a little squeamish, but yeah, lots of really cool. It's an exciting time. There's just really a lot of awesome stuff happening out there.
Yeah, you know, and the thing about it is that the thing that people don't realize, I mean, the summer hasn't started yet. So, and a lot, like you said, you know a lot about indie promotions, and that's coming up too. So, I mean, for you, what do you see your summer being? Because you have a great summer. I know you have a lot of bookings coming up, and how I'm sure you're just can't wait for my summer.
It is, and I think that if I play my cards right, it's that all year round, you know. So I'm trying to just keep it paced pretty nicely, so I'm not bored, but I'm not crazy overwhelmed at the same time. I like to find this kind of even keel balance where I never want to spread myself so thin that it's not fun, or I can't, dedicate as much of myself as I'd want to do my job well. But at the same time, I think I don't want to get rusty either. So it's about trying to find that, it's all about balance. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's all like, hey, you're not getting rusty because you're doing so many big things. With your creativity, and that's the thing too. It's for you being a wrestling on-air, presenter, which you do your job very well. Do you say man, I got to get better at this, and do you constantly think about that, or you're just I'll just go more with the flow?
It's again that balance, because I feel like I went through a period of time where I was being really overly hard on myself. It was bro, calm down, you're doing okay. But I was just so ultra critical of my work, and then it stopped being fun. But I've never allowed myself to get to a point where I just kind of like breeze it off, you know. But I like how you said it about like just going with the flow feels a little more organic. So I feel like I've been trying to do a little bit more of that, and even doing little like social media content creation things has helped me just kind of like loosen the hell up and actually like have a little bit more fun while at the same time knowing that I can do my job to the best of my ability.
Well, one of your abilities is, and it's one of mine too, is having yourself a nice big bowl of cereal, because I love me some cereal. So I'm gonna ask you tonight, where's your cereal? Because we gotta talk about first thing on the ropes. Your show is called, Let's Get Cereal, and I gotta ask you about that. And I'm guessing, did it start with you being a big cereal fan? Because as kids and adults, who doesn't love cereal? Come on.
Who doesn't love? I'm sure there's someone out there that doesn't love cereal, and if it's okay. Like, you can still watch the show if you want, but I mean, it's probably, maybe, I want to say it's for everyone, but there might be some people that aren't fans. It's okay, but you can have oatmeal, and that's fine. I'll accept it. But yeah, it started out for me back in like 2018, maybe, where I had posted on social media that I was having a bowl of cereal, and then I realized that people were really excited and interacting with me and engaging with me about this bowl of cereal I was having. So I started doing it more and more. And I was like, well, this is fueling a cereal eating late night snacking problem that I have. And this is cool. But it was funny because then it sort of took on a life of its own, where it became like, whenever things are just crazy and like being an adult just sucks, I think about the nostalgia that, like you said, comes with having a bowl of cereal and being a little kid and enjoying Saturday morning cartoons, and like life was so carefree and easy, and I wanted to feel that feeling again. So yeah, I started up the show, and then it happened because fans I was in SoCal at the time, they started bringing me boxes of cereal at shows. I was like, I will never be able to eat all of this cereal on my own. So I started bringing them to shows. Wrestlers started eating them. Like, I'd have them in the locker rooms. I was like, hi, yes, I'm helping with catering, and also please help me eat the cereal so it doesn't go to waste. Then it became the sit down conversations of, hey, you want to have a bowl of cereal with me, and just kind of talk, and started recording them, and the show came about. So it's it's taken on a lot more different things now, but it's that's how it started.
Round of applause for cereal. Thank God for cereal. Yes. And it seems like it could take the smallest little detail that dictates or helps a person's success. For you, it's like a bowl of cereal. I mean, for me, you got to help me like come up with a YouTube Fig Newton show. I love Fig Newtons. So
Fig Newtons are great.
Yeah. So that's my wrestling snack, as you could say. But you have to help me with that once this episode. You have to help me.
I got you.
But now, what is your favorite cereal to eat when you're watching a pay-per-view or WWE or AEW? Like, what's your WWE cereal or your AEW cereal?
I would say it's like similar but different. And I think because of that, I would enjoy the same cereal for both, actually. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd like do a different milk, or like I don't know. But hear me out where I'm going. So pay-per-views, we know, can be a little lengthy at times.
Yeah.
It's a commitment. So I go for Golden Grams, because Golden Grams, I feel it gets less soggy, less quickly, and stays intact a little bit better. I could even, if we're getting into the dregs of 4+ hours, I can kill off an entire box, and I don't have to worry about the little powdery zhuzh at the bottom of the box, because the pieces stay intact a little bit better. So that would be my go-to pay-per-view cereal, regardless of the company. That is my pay-per-view cereal.
So now we're both down the same road with cereal. Now I love my number one is Raisin Bran. Now for me, being the crazy guy that I am, I have to let it sit to get soggy, and I just love it. Like, yeah, I know you're like, eh.
I've gotten a lot better. We're going to agree to disagree on it, and it's okay. We can all still be cereal fans, even if we like different things. It's like wrestling. We can like different kinds of wrestling, and we can still be cool and understand that we like wrestling, right?
Yeah. Now I gotta give you I don't know now, Alyssa. I don't know if you noticed, but next time you have Fig Newtons, is you gotta have. I don't know if you have them. A nice big glass of milk, like cold glass of milk, is with Fig Newtons.
Ooh.
So like or chocolate milk. Chocolate milk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you dunk or no? Just sipping.
I don't dunk, but it's like,
Mm.
it's going in the same place anyway. So like,
Yeah.
why even like?
Okay.
What's up?
I like where your head's at. I like it.
Yeah. So, but I'm just gonna say, like I said, everybody watching off the top rope right now, if you're thinking about cereal, Fig Newtons, you come to the right episode, because my live guest
true.
is the one and the only Alyssa Marino, because she is doing big things in wrestling. If you want to ask her a comment, just put it in the box. I'll be definitely read it on the air for her so she can answer. Now, I made a clip for you, Alyssa, as we do on the show. I'm gonna bring it up right now. Is this? Like I said, it must be a damn good feeling for you. All the promotions you worked for, you made like an impact for your wrestling skills on the air. Like, that must be a good feeling. You got Beyond on there. I mean, West Coast Pro Wrestling. I mean, Glam Wrestling. All these places are very well known. So how does it feel for you? Because, like, you could say, like, history, your name is on history for these places.
It's really cool, and I think that kind of part of how I was talking about before, like I didn't allow myself to enjoy a lot. I felt like it was always like, okay, well, what's next? I started working for this company. Well, okay, well, where do I go from here? What's the next thing? Instead of allowing myself to kind of be in those moments and acknowledge, like, hey, this is really cool that I get to do this. So it's a really awesome and fun feeling, and honestly, to me, it's just knowing that I've played a small part in telling people's stories just means the world to me, to help kind of bring a product even more to life, and be kind of the soundtrack of these adventures is really awesome.
And I've seen you do interview clips with WWE wrestlers, WWE, like, in that capacity. And I've seen your work, and I could tell, like, you get it. I mean, you're a pro, and like, it's just like some people I think who want to do this, it's like, they just jump right in. You got to have like the background. So like, your story coming up is like, did you just get it, like, first of all, because like you being a fan first and foremost, did you tie it in with like some kind of educational thing that you had, like with like media or just like broadcasting? Because girl, you get it. Like you get it.
Thank you very much. Actually, no. My education background was, I did a lot of theater as a kid, and I went to school, actually to college. I have my degree in vocal performance. So I went and I did operas, and I was a performer. So I think for me that kind of translated to just using my voice in a different capacity, where I think especially it helped with ring announcing, how I would, project or whatever the case may be. So I think that all kind of tied together in a weird way, but no, I didn't have any like journalistic background. I think I wrote for like the school paper. So all these weird little like fringe activities kind of combined into, like, I did dance while I was a kid. So I think they all just kind of, this amalgam happened, and it kind of served me for what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Now the thing about being a ring announcer is that I give you credit all the world. Like, hell yeah, girl, get it. When you introduce a wrestler out to the ring, is it hard not to mess up like somebody's name or their weight, or like, because like I know I've heard some talent, they're like, it's all right. Some take that to the heart. Like it's like thumbs up for that.
It's definitely when I first started, I had one mess up that led me to do my best to never mess up again, and luckily it worked because it was a bad guy, and so he just kind of yelled at me in the ring and made me redo it or something. Like, I had written down on my index card, and I couldn't read my own handwriting, so now I'm very careful with how I do my penmanship. But yeah, it was just, honestly, I was very lucky to have a learning experience like that with someone that wasn't an actual horrible person about it, and I apologized. They're like, oh no, it's fine, we worked with it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, since that time, it's just something where, again, it's just the due diligence, because I am terrified of having a screw up. So I will go above and beyond to make sure that I do everything to the best that I can.
Listen, the funniest thing about not being able to read your own handwriting, my handwriting is like serial killer handwriting, and it's not too long ago. I had my grocery list made out, and I looked at the handwriting. So what the fuck is this? It's like my so
like what? Scallops? What?
But that's in wrestling, from like whatever you're doing, wrestler, announcer, whatever, it happens, and you just move forward, like you said. Now,
Yeah.
one thing I know that has probably helped you a lot. Do you think maybe within the last weeks, a couple of years ago, when you were interviewing a wrestler and they really made your confidence go through the roof, and they said, Alyssa, keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing a great job. Like one wrestler that really stuck out, who's told you that?
Oh gosh. Um, I don't feel like there's like any one in particular that's like, oh my gosh, that meant the world to me. But
Yeah,
having actually a wrestler that also runs their own promotion was watching back their like a recent show and was like, messaged me on social media and was like, hey, I just want to thank you so much because a lot of the time I'm working behind the scenes, I'm working on the show. Thank you so much for doing right by this product. And to me that meant the world because they not only are in the ring and do all that, but they also run behind the scenes. So knowing that I was in good standing with them and they were happy with my work meant the world. So yeah, I think stuff like that. And I've had just people kind of message me and say like, hey, I'm so glad that you got this note or you understood my character or something like that. And like that to me is just like, oh, thank you. So like,
and I
it's
always
so
say
nice.
it's a nice thing because I mean, thank God it's for social media. I mean, everybody has emails and they can really get back to a person, and it takes that because now I would think back in the day, I don't know what the hell they had back then. It's like you send a letter or I
Call
don't
them
know
on the
how it
phone.
was.
How's that
Call
work?
yes, I don't know what it was. Call on the phone back then.
Yeah.
I would say this now. This next clip, I mean, people better be aware of this because you better believe. Hey, I would too. This is a Twitter take because you said this on your Twitter. Bet on me. I think I'm a pretty good damn investment. You are, and this is a way pretty much to promote you on the show. So, commentator, ring announcer, correspondent, host, voiceover, and Alyssa, looking ahead, and any of these, how do you want to take like your skills even higher? Because, like you said, you want to get better. I mean, it's like you're probably like, how can I get even greater? And it's going to happen. But you're always like, I want to do this and like a little bit of this.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just about getting like I'm very lucky now to have like a core group of promotions that I usually work out all the time. So to
Yeah,
me, it's just a matter of kind of getting more of those places where I can go out and be a regular and be the voice of a brand. And like I said, I'm really lucky to have that with being part of the broadcast team at Grind. Pro Wrestling Grind at Blitzkrieg Pro, Capital Championship Wrestling, and kind of just trying to get more places like that in my like portfolio of companies. So I think that
yeah.
that's kind of where I can kind of spread more of my wings, so to speak, and just try
Yeah.
and get more out there.
I think for one too, I think it seems like in wrestling, like, do you believe? Because you've been doing this for so long, you have to be patient because we know people can be impatient. Like, it's all about me, blah, blah, blah. Do you think you have to be like patient because like it's not going to happen overnight? I mean, even though there's a lot of promotions out there, it's like patience is key.
Definitely is because I feel like there are so many times. So I can see it from both sides of the coin because when I got started, I really kind of got going in like 2017, signed in 2020, and then
Yeah,
obviously with the pandemic, everything had shut down. So I think that now I understand the idea of, and I did it back then too, like emailing a company and just never hearing back
yeah,
or trying to get booked certain places and it just doesn't work out. And I think that if I had let that discourage me, why would I still be chipping away? It's
yeah.
like if it's something that you want to do, it's not taking that first handful of no's and just pulling up your, what do you call it, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps or
Pulling yourself up by your shirt, bootstraps,
yeah, whatever the
we're
heck.
doing there,
I'm pulling myself up by my headset and I'm just going to work. So
I've learned too that taking rejection, I mean, even with podcasts or whatever, I mean,
yeah,
it's you got to keep on going, and I think somewhere somebody's bound to see like, damn, they're good, and They love this. So, and I mean, and for you and me and whatever. But hey, I think the sky's the limit. I've learned, as I get older, you got to just things could be worse. So I can say that.
Yeah. So, gratitude. We are gratitude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You talked about Capital Championship Wrestling, and they're one of the biggest promotions around when it comes to women's wrestling. Like you, an announcer, the female talent, and like first and foremost, and matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this clip up too. I want to talk about this. Like, you got like Capital Championship Wrestling, Women's Wrestling Army, even beyond. Like, what do they do for wrestling? What do they do for like women's wrestling? Because these places are the places to be. Beyond, I mean, I wouldn't think they have like most like their women's division is big, but these places are like the places to be.
Yeah, it's there, and you are. I kind of like that you said different flavors, because it is really it's sometimes there can be overlap in the rosters, but I take Capital Championship Wrestling as like a really cool place for awesome opportunities. Really great storylines. Women's Wrestling Army is doing a lot of the same. I'm really excited. I hope that there's more on the horizon with that, because their production was just incredible. Like, so high quality, and an amazing team over there. And I think that for Beyond, it's just, every time I thought about like the independent scene, it was always, Beyond was just like such a banner that stuck out to me. So getting to work with them a handful of times has been so awesome. But yeah, I think that it's all just kind of like different flavors of ice cream that are all in this beautiful, amazing sundae. So it's, you have a little bit of everything. And it's really, really awesome.
The one thing that Maria Canales is doing a great job with Women's Wrestling Army, when I saw her first present the presentation with the hot, badass pink, I was like, oh, that looks, I think now so many of these indie promotions that you work for, the presentation from the arena to the graphics, I'm like, these promotions in the indie scene, they're like kicking ass today. Like, I mean, it's like, man, like, thank God for like whatever marketing, whoever creates this stuff. I'm like, man, it's indie wrestling that has come a long way, and I think it's I think it's high as it's ever been right now.
I agree. And I mean, even if you look at a place like Pro Wrestling Grind, they're based in East Hampton, Massachusetts. Their setup is just they have these like sliding doors. They have the emerald green edges to the mat. The long style turnbuckle pads. Like, it's just the presentation element is so different and so unique. Their lighting, their camera work, it's phenomenal. And I think that's something that was really special with Women's Wrestling Army, especially too. And now they're showing a lot more of their episodes on YouTube, so you can actually like go and find them super easily and stream them on YouTube. Maria and Bobby made it so crucial to have everything captured so beautifully. So you'll have these little segments and backstage segments and slow motion video packages. And for me, honestly, one of my biggest things in wrestling that I love so much is I love a good video package. I don't know, but it like gets me. It gets me in my heart and soul. Yeah. So stuff like that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, yes, thank you for understanding this incredibly gorgeous vision that is now getting to come to life. So yeah, there's definitely been, like I said, we're embracing gratitude, and there's so much to be grateful for, because it is an amazing time in pro wrestling.
And that's the thing too. Like, I mean, people, I'm sure wrestling fans know, because wrestling fans are very educated. Like, like you said, a video package, it builds the story about the show and the matches, and you can't beat, like you said, you can't beat a good video package for an upcoming show. And Alyssa, you talked about all the places you've been, and you got to make this 2023, 2024, what do you call it when the new year is coming up? The word just passed my head.
Resolution,
yeah. I would love to see you go over in Japan and kick some ass, like over in Japan, overseas, and do some work over there. Like, that
would be a dream. Absolute dream.
Yeah, like Japan.
I'm hoping to have some, I like to put it out there as like a hope for some opportunities to actually just do commentary outside of the U.S. I've never really been out of the country before for wrestling, so that would be a really cool opportunity and something that would be really special.
Yeah, I mean, Canada's like the Michael Jordan of wrestling. So, but it's like
Sure.
and it's just like, and a lot of people tell me about wrestling. Of course, you travel so many cool places within these promotions too, and it's just like the world is the limit for you. And like I said, it's only gonna get higher for you. So, and
Thank you so
I
much.
can't wait to see what the summer and the new year comes for you as well. Now, Alyssa, this next segment here on the ropes, you're going to love it. Everybody watching live is going to love it. So you ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right, here we're going to pull up the graphic, and you're going to love this.
Damn, Ty. That's good.
Here's a question. Now, we you know a little bit about Philadelphia. So next year we know it's huge. WrestleMania will be in Philadelphia next year. I want to take my ass as well there. Now, the question is, you're the lead commentator for this main event at Mania next year in Philly. Pick the special gimmick match and who would be your commentating partner at Lincoln Financial Field as it goes down next year.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So let me break this all down.
Break it down.
So and we're sticking this with obviously the theme of WrestleMania within the WWE universe. I feel like something that would mean a lot to me, because it was one of the first people when I kind of got back into wrestling in my 20s, one of the first people that really made an impact on me, and I feel like got me to keep watching and kept me engaged in what was happening on TV at the time, like I said, in 2017, 2018, was Sami Zayn. And
Yeah.
I love everything that is happening with Sami right now. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. A year is an incredibly long amount of time, especially when, storytelling things are all involved, and it could go any way, who knows. But I feel like I would love for Sami Zayn in my dream WrestleMania main event scenario. Sami Zayn would have to be involved. Special gimmick. Oh man, I mean,
It doesn't have to be. I mean, but yeah, you want to throw a little Philadelphia, Philadelphia. Oh, I like that.
cheesesteak on a pole match. No, I'm just kidding. It'd be funny to do something like a ladder match, but you have to ring the Liberty Bell or something. I don't know. I'm just being very, very Philadelphia gimmicky. But as far as a commentating partner, if we're staying within the realm of WWE, I mean, I gotta go with Michael Cole. I mean, that would just be the legend. That would be amazing. So that would be my picks. Oh, that was a challenge. That made me think very deeply.
Yeah, that is going to be a big weekend, in Philly. I'm like, I got to go. It's going to be crazy, but Philly's it's going to be the city to be next year, April 2024, and it'll be here just like that. So we're already going to freaking June already. So
when did that happen?
Yeah. Listen, I got to say that you doing big things in wrestling. I'm proud of you here on Off the Top Rope, and keep doing what you're doing. Now, I want you to slam and promote about what you're up to next, because this summer, we know you got stuff going on. I put your Twitter up there, your Instagram, commentator, ring announcer, correspondent, host, voiceover. She is slamming and jamming, one the only. So, Alyssa, tell them what's up next for you.
So the best place to do is just follow me on social media. I'm always promoting where I'm going to be. You never know what's gonna pop up. But like I said, spots you can always usually catch me are Pro Wrestling Grind, Blitzkrieg Pro, Wrestling Open and Beyond every now and then. And hopefully we have more on the horizon with Women's Wrestling Army. Just stay tuned on social media, because I'm doing a lot of fun little things. I do my Let's Get Cereal show on Saturday afternoons, and you can also find my little quick question segments that I've been hosting on social media, where I go behind the scenes at wrestling events and ask some of your favorite competitors one quick question. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's very fun and silly.
Well, like I said at the start of the show, wrestling promotions, you want that commentator, ring announcer, backstage interviewer, correspondent, even if you want to eat the best bowl of cereal with her, she's the one to go to. Like I said, my guest live on this Monday night, of course, it was Wednesday night, Alyssa Marino was my guest tonight here on Off the Top Rope. Alyssa, I got to ask you the biggest question of all, from 1 to 10. Would you come back on Off the Top Rope again?
11, definitely. This was fun.
Thank you very much. I want to say first and foremost, like I said, good luck the rest of the way, and hey, keep kicking ass and eating cereal.
I certainly will. Thank you so much for having me on. Can't wait to do it again.
Thank you, everybody. This is your boy Ty Asbury. Like I said, have a great Wednesday night. As I always say, love yourselves and love God. We're out of here. Peace out.
The Ropes Media. Tyrod Asbury. Yeah. Tyrod Asbury. Yeah.